Welcome back guys to the garage. Today I'm going to show you how to change the oil on the VFR800. So these are the tools you're gonna need. You need a few sockets, a ratchet, a key thingy, some torque wrench, screwdriver, oil filter plug thingy thing, and this thing. From the IKEA of course, because why not? It's cheap. Then we also need some oil, 10W40 as requested by Honda itself, Champion oil filter, and this because my injectors are a little bit broken. So let's get started. We start by removing these crash bars from BSA stunt accessories, and for that we need a 13mm socket. So we will take it right here. And of course the nuts fell off. And keep on to these nuts, because yes, we will never lose these nuts.
These nuts?
The next thing you need to do is remove these bunks, because we need to undo a bolt in there, or a nut. So let's start doing this by turning it off, turning it loose, and do the rest with the IKEA set, because this is much more easier than doing it yourself with your hands. So that goes in the bolt set, and we will do the other side too. Boom! So the next thing to do is remove the nut inside of the crash bar, but for that we need some extensions, which I have here laying around. Whoops. And that will have to be cleaned. Yeah, so it doesn't start well, but we have another one of these extensions laying around, and we can just pull this out. I think it's this one that we need, or we maybe need this one, but let's check it out. And I was correct, it's first try. Look at this. Okay, so that is loose too. We will put that also in the bolt tray. Put our extensions back. And yeah, remove the other side too. Look at that. Well, yeah, we also need to put this back in, otherwise the engine will just fall out. And on this side it's a little bit more difficult, because yeah, it is squeezed in there. And there is also a washer inside. So, crash bars out of the way, and the nut and the washer we will put back in here. Alright, now we can start removing the fairings. I like to do this with a screwdriver or my trusty little IKEA tool. Don't forget, underneath there are still some others. Bolts for your fairings, and still here behind there's also one bolt, and then we need to remove these also behind the behind the rear, behind the front wheel. But first we will put these back here for safekeeping and start the rest of the disassembly. Well, maybe it will be easier if we make it shorter. So that's one fairing off. Well, yeah, not really. We still need to pull it off. But these are still connected underneath here. We still have two of these Honda plugs. I will show you a few of these in the overlay, how these look. And we need to push these out with yeah, something sharp. Maybe this flathead will do the job. Yeah, look at that. There are they. They can be stuck sometimes. Yeah, look at that. There are they. Dirty AF, full of fluff and such. They are very dirty, so we need to clean this later. Put it in the pot. Before we can remove the left fairing fully, we still have to push these little knobs behind the fairing also and remove these. These are a little bit hard to get to, but it will be easier if you check a service manual. Hey, but it's doable. Look at that. We have our three little knobs outside. I also put these here for safekeeping. And then we can pull it off. Look at that. Make sure you do this, and then you can yeah, remove it all together. Like that. And we will put this also here for safekeeping. So here's the VFR's coolant overflow tank, and you can see that I have cut something in there. Yeah, for the crash bars. So right now you have all the access to the underside of the motorcycle, or at least the side that you need, because behind here, I will show you it also here, behind here is the oil filter, which is also a little bit dirty. Yeah, it's all the road salts and such. And underneath the motorcycle, right here, there is the oil plug. And we will remove that too. Because we are working with oil, it is definitely recommended to yeah, to catch it all, and do just this, so you don't mess around with oil spilling all over the ground and such. So I will now begin to, yeah, drain the oil. And for that we need this socket. It's a 17mm, and we will also use this ratchet, put on lefty loosey. And it is just pulling as hard as you can, but making sure you do not let the bike crash on the floor. And right now it's loose, and you can turn it. And a special trick is still keeping the pressure on the bolt, and then just letting it loose when you are sure the oil is not leaking out. Oh, like this. To make sure you don't spill on the exhaust headers when removing the oil filter, I have taken the liberty to get this foil, and then we just put it underneath like so, and make a little funnel if that is possible, so we do not mess around with oil on the headers and make a smoke show of everything. And that is also very nice because we can just turn this around, and yeah, that will work perfectly. So for the next thing we need the oil filter plug change socket, and we also need an extension for that. So this looks ridiculous, but it works. The way this works is as follows. I'm now laying down on the ground to show you this. We just put the socket on the oil filter and then turn the wheel, because otherwise we cannot reach it, and put this socket yes, and then we just do also the same lefty-loosey. Then we just remove the tool again and remove the oil filter altogether. Okay, so that failed a little bit because, yeah, I removed the oil filter and then everything went down. But hey, the next thing you should definitely do is, if you do not have a magnetic oil sump plug, I would recommend using something like this, a little magnet, and yeah, stir a little bit in the oil to find some metal shavings. And if you do not find metal shavings, which I don't have, then the oil is very nice. So we are done here with the oil change, and we will put the sump plug back in with a new pressure washer, put the new oil filter in, and I will show you that also, and then we put in the new oil. So let's start doing that too. We need the Champion oil filter, which we will open right here. These are also pre-lubed right here around the O-ring, so we just turn it on and yeah, it's fixed in place. But first we will also clean it a little bit, because I do not want any problems with sealing. And the thing is, we just turn it on. Do not cross-thread anything, because that will cost you a new engine, I suppose. Then we have to add the sump plug again, which we will do right now. Boom. And then we still need to find out what kind of torque we need for the oil sump plug. Like so. So that wouldn't leak if we are right. So let's fill up the oil and turn the bike on. So since this bike has a fill port, I have removed the plug from the fill port and put in a little, how do you call it? Strainer or something? No, it's a funnel. So yeah, you have a little viewport right here, and I will just open the bottle of the oil and pour in enough so the oil is visible on the viewport. This oil is a semi-ester blend. I do not know anything about oil, but hey, if it is recommended by the factory, then I wouldn't have any problem with it. So let's fill this up. Right, so the oil is in, and we can also show you that in there is enough oil to the max limit. So what I'm going to do right now is start the bike and let the oil run a little bit through the system, so yeah, that the oil filter is also filled, and then we can let the bike rest, make sure it's cold again till all the oil is settled back down in the engine, and then we can fill it up a little more till the max limit. Alrighty then, the bike doesn't leak, everything is okay, the oil level is okay. Let's check it again. I have let this bike rest for 2 hours, and yeah, it is still not really that nice, so I have to add it a little more. God damn it. Again, don't pour too fast or else you will lose some oil. Also check and make sure that you don't have filled it too much, because you can always pour more oil in but you cannot take it out. Yes, right there. So next what we can do is put back the fairing, and that's just the same as we have done in reverse. So we take this, we also take away the oil pan somewhere safe, put our tools somewhere safe, and then just clip it all back in. Don't forget to take all your clips and stuff back for remounting everything. Alright, so the oil is changed and we still need to put back these crash bars. So let's do that also today and right now. And oh well, these stickers look nasty, so I'm going to remove these. I'm not sponsored by BSA Stunt Accessories, so yeah, I don't really care about these stickers. So I also got this from Rod. BKR, fellow Belgian motovlogger and a mate of mine, has bought these. Well, yeah, his brother has. And yeah, he has these unpass thingamajigs. Well, yeah, towelettes. These are acetone based towelettes with formidable cleaning power, which also removes the sticky residue from everything. But you also have to make sure that your paint doesn't come off, because it's acetone, and yeah, as you might know, acetone is also used as nail polish remover. As you can see here, there's a little bit of red on it, so that means the towelettes are taking a little bit of the paint from it. But hey, it cleans so good. These are a little bit the same as Vulcanet, and yeah, they make really nice work of these crash bars. So let's put these back on. So everything goes in reverse. Take out this rod, put it back in the hole. You know, I always like to do this before I will put everything back together. Then we go take the other one. The stickers on this one are still a little bit in good shape, so we will use these again. We take this and that, and also the socket. Put this rod through, and this rod also, so we have a little bit of more support. And then fish this thing onto the little rod and put an extension on the socket that I have here. And boom, oil change done. And now we are going to check the injectors Or yeah, at least the spark plugs, because I think one of the spark plugs is not firing, or one of the cylinders is not firing, which makes the engine run a little bit rough. So let's check under the tank and under the seat. And for that, we need to remove the seat. Now we will remove the tank. Well, yeah, not really remove it, but the thing we need is a little 10 millimeter, I think, or is it 8? It's something small. It's yeah, very small. It's an 8 millimeter that you need. I will remove it with this special screwdriver. I probably need to undo my watch, because otherwise I will scratch everything up, and that's not something we want on our bike, isn't that right? So these we also remove from our thing and put it in that. Then we need our torque wrench, because this one is big enough to fit under the tank, and then just pull it like so and put the tank on the thing. And then we need to find where the spark plugs are, and these are down here. And it is very difficult to get these spark plugs out, because yeah, these are so tight. I need a angled hex key for that, and I will take it right now. So I think it's one of these, or it should be this one. Don't know what kind of size it is, but if it fits, it fits. Yep, this one fits perfectly. These are the coil-on plugs from Denso VFR800, and yeah, these look good, but we can only see what the problem is when we open the spark plug itself. So let's check that out. For removing the spark plugs, Honda made a little toolkit just for under the seat, which contains the following items, which is a lot. Something like this, a hex key set, something. We need this. This is the spark plug extractor tool, which has a little bit of rubber inside of it. And this should fit right in there without damaging anything. And it's also the perfect size for our spark plug. And also they give this, yeah, I still do not know the correct name of that. But yeah, you can turn it off like that, so you can remove your spark plugs. So this is the iridium spark plug. This one looks great. It doesn't seem too burned. It doesn't seem wet, so this one is okay. And we can put this back in the bike again. So this was the left rear cylinder. When you're putting your spark plugs back in, always do these with your hand, and then at the end torque them down with your wrench. These don't need to be that hard. So yeah, we can put this back out, and that one is okay. And then we have to put back the injector again, which we do by wriggling it around a little bit and trying to not break anything. And that will probably fit right here, back on the spark plug hole, which fits great. And then we can just put this little screw back in, or well, yeah, it's a bolt, but who cares. Also make sure to not cross thread it, because yeah, it is so difficult to get it in. And then at the end, just torque it a little bit down. Shouldn't be that hard torqued down, but yeah, you get the idea. And then just plug it back in. It snaps in like, yeah, as jerry rig everything says, like a little Lego. And then we need to do the other cylinders, and I will do that right now and check if everything is okay. But I won't film this because it will take a lot of time to explain everything and such. So yeah, let's do that right now. Okay, so I checked all the spark plugs. Everything looks okay. So I'm just going to pour in some injector cleaner that I have bought today. It's Win's Injector Plus Cleaner. Yeah, anti-pollution something. I'm going to put this in the tank when I'm going to fill it up at the fuel station. So that is all done. The bike has its oil changed. The bike has the spark plugs checked. The bike had the injectors also checked. Well, yeah, not really, but hey, we are going to check if this is going to make something right. And I can even peel this. This is stupid. I cannot read this. But hey, bike is ready for another few 1,000 kilometers. Yeah, riding in the winter, riding in the summer, till the next oil change. But I hope this video was interesting for you, because if you own a VFR or any bike of that matter, oil changes are fairly easy to do. Do it at home and save some money on general maintenance. It's so easy. Just oil, filter, tools, and your logical thinking. I hope this video was interesting for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.